Hello, beloved ones. Haumatame here, the Freedom Illuminator. And I'm here to ask you or talk to you about breaking the provider burden, healing the generational masculine trauma. Whew. We just completed day 3 of magnetic mastery from success to the soul. And this is where this is coming from. Because as much as I may be speaking to you as a woman or talking about women, men are allowed in this space. And I'm just here to share this with you because on the third day, as we're talking about shifting from or where success meets the soul, a lot of things came through where there was this deep pain, especially on the hip area, as I've written a lot of things here about that actually affect you being in the body and feeling safe with your success or feeling safe with your creation, you know, connecting fully to your emotions, especially as men, and talking about that hip tension. Those are just the fears that you're holding into, you know, and you may be feeling, experiencing that pain in the hip, the lower back pain, which is just the burden of being a provider. And these are what kind of like you pushing through it. But because there are imprints that you are carrying that are pulling you back, it gets harder. Or even if you get to create something, you're still not satisfied because you have been programmed to believe that what like you are esteemed as a man by what you have, by what you achieve. You understand? And it doesn't serve you in the long term. So these are the things that came from the tightness from the chest, which is that emotional armor that is coming from your ancestors, throat constrictions and all that, where most men do not express themselves. You don't talk about how you really feel. That's why there is so much pain in the world. Because if the masculine is wounded, a lot of people around you do not feel safe. We need more men to embody that sacred masculine. Actually, I'm not just talking to men, I'm talking to women, because as much as I was on the call with women, this is what came through. And I was just like, oh my God, how awesome would it be for the men to have been part of this? Because mostly when it comes to success, I know I'm talking to women who are often success driven, but this also affects men who are also success driven, especially that we, even us women, when we talking about a man, we minimize, respect them, value them according to what they have. And how is this affecting their well-being, who they are? How would it be to just be with somebody who anchors that highest codes of you creating from that feeling safe, knowing that you are worthy, it's just your inherent beingness. It's not you are worthy because you have. And how much are you going to create when you're coming from that knowing, instead of going there coming from those survival patterns that you are carrying from your ancestors? Because definitely men are creating from this, you know when you have it, it's still lots of responsibility. When you don't have it, you still don't feel worthy enough. And now we're in the times even where most women are providing for themselves. And the question is, what is it that makes you different? When you say, I have money, then a woman has money. What is it what are you bringing that is different? This is why it's very important that you get to heal your wounds so that you can provide that emotional connection that most men are not able to provide, so that you can create what you're creating from that worthiness instead of coming from the pain and the emptiness and the unfulfillment, and you chasing something that you don't even have time to sit and enjoy. Because when you're talking about the patriarchy, because this is the wound that was coming through when we were doing the call today, when you're talking about the patriarchy and how men are programmed, this is why most men are not in the body, they're not in the heart, they're coming from the mind. And it's easy for you to be manipulated, whether by society or whatever, telling you who to be and what esteems you and all that. So this is the time for you to really look at that. For how long are you willing to go on with this pain? Because mostly they don't realize that what's coming from that physical pain. It's kind of like, I'm not okay, I've got pain here, and all that. You keep running around, you going to the doctors, they don't find anything. This is something that literally happened with a client that I had. I think it was sometimes last year. This man was in extreme pain. Like I was just wondering how he's functioning when I first connected with him. I was like, because when I connected with him, it was like some hours before we had that call, and I couldn't even train that day. That's how much the pain was in his body. And I was wondering, and he had that pain for a long time. I was like, how the fuck do you function? You understand? Because even when you're talking about whether it's business plans, when you're talking about you being intimate with your partner, you can't if at all you are in pain. How are you gonna be how are you gonna be active? How are you gonna pay attention to somebody when this pain is just like screaming so loudly? And I'm just calling you men to say it's time you invest on yourself. You are worthy of creating from the highest level of your emotional capacity. You are worthy of being fulfilled by the success and the achievements that you are busy chasing outside. How about you creating and achieving all of that for you first thing before you can say I want to impress men, I mean other women or other men, it doesn't matter, you know. So it's one of those things. Where are you coming from? Because through the transformative sessions that I'm offering, we're just going to identify those ancestral stories that you are creating from. You're going to release those generational providers' wounds, those pains, those heaviness, the templates that you are continuously creating from, not from what you truly desire. Because some of them, it's just the whole thing of that's just the how we are men, because that's what has been done. It doesn't mean that you have to continue creating from that, or even just causing wounds and justifying with I'm just a man. Feel into that and imagine when we restore that natural energy flow and vitality, because with the pain that I'm talking about that is stuck in the pelvic area, the hip area, especially the masculine side, is going into the generational, like really masculine generational line, the paternal lineage. It's just going deep there, and this causes the imbalance in your energetic fields. And I always the way I feel into this energy when I connect to men is like it feels like they are limping, you know, like one foot is, yeah, but then you're just limping. There is no balance in there. So at times when you're trying to push through with whatever that you desire to do, there is no balance. And when you're talking about a leader, a fully embodied masculine, we're talking about someone who's coming from wholeness. And when I'm coming through with the work that I'm doing, it's basically for you to integrate that masculine energy and feminine energy, which is something that both men and women need. This is why this thing came through in the session that I was doing today, especially when you're talking about success meeting the soul, when you're talking about the magnetic mastery. Because for you to be able to be magnetic, even using your erotic capital, you get to be in the body, you get to be grounded, you get to have the capacity to receive the success that you desire, and most importantly, creating all of that in your own terms, not in what the society desires. Because if you come in from the emptiness, like, oh, if I have this, maybe they will, and all that, the energy is not, you are not grounded, you are all in competitive mode with other men, and it doesn't save you. The times are changing. And even when you're talking about leadership, the leaders who are going to be successful in the future are those who are embodied, that is fully grounded in your body, feeling safe and holding that magnetic frequency. That is your presence. Before you even say a word, it's your presence that is going to say hi, because your energy always say hi when you open the door. And now imagine, because here's that like things that I often connect with when I connect to men. It's that hip pain, which is affecting your feeling safe in your body, you're feeling safe with creating the success that you desire. Another thing is the heart, where there is pain around your left area, and at times it may make your left side numb. This is what I experience a lot when I'm working with men, and all these things, they affect the flow in your body, they affect your sexual energy as well, they affect your presence. And without presence, how do you command respect? How do you captivate? How do you give birth to your desires? Because as much as I may talk about the womb, you have that energetic hara, which is that space as well that Either when you plant those seeds of those ideas that you have, are they gonna bloom and become something magnificent, or they just gonna die the moment you place them there? And you are also affected by the energies that you take from your lovers, right? So if you feel called, comment with sacred masculine below, and I'll give you details of how we can take this further. Because I'm rooting for you. Your children want to feel safe. Your beloved lovers, partners, wives, they just want to feel safe around you. And when you hold in that space, that structure, you're giving them permission to bloom, and it's also going to benefit you, right? And I'll leave you with that. And feel safe to connect with me. Like I said, comment with Sacred Masculine below, and we'll have a deeper conversation, because those pains are not just pains. Yes, the doctors may not find anything because it's not just a physical pain, it's a story that is expressing through you, but at the same time, the story that is limiting you. If at all you can avoid it, or you can look at it and then, yeah, reap the rewards and connect to the treasures that are there, because your ancestors did not go through all that shit for nothing. Don't ever forget that. They went through that so that you can experience life differently, so that you can create differently, so that you can fully embody your God self and create the world where women and children feel safe, but most importantly, you get to live, because you are worthy of living and enjoying life, not just slaving in life. Okay?